I look at this band as the future of what we need to do in country music, or maybe even the future of music. Well, the first time I met Rio Grand, I bought them dinner, actually. Actually, I had to buy them dinner. They didn't have any money. No, I'm just kidding.
And action.
I saw them perform at CRS. I think it was CRS, and they had a pretty good crowd. It was late. It had been quite a long week. I'm sure people were tired and ready to go home, and then they showed up and started playing, and nobody went home.
We've been lucky enough to, win some fans over one by one as we've been out there on the road. And
you have a pretty way to describing it, though, I think.
Oh, well, you come to one of our shows and we're going to get out on stage, kick you in the teeth, and you're going to like the way it tastes. It's a little bit rough, but we kind of, drive that point home that you're going to have a good time whether you like it or not.
Their music has so much energy. And this comes from, of course, being able to play together, work out your licks, work out your arrangements, certainly get used to what they do as a band, and then fire that thing up when they get on stage. And it was just awesome. I mean, it was just automatic.
Our sound is something it's raw. It's kind of rocking. It's
AC/DC meets Merle Haggard.
There you go.
I'd been a fan of theirs because of the fact that they were a band, they were connected, they were players that played together, lived it, been together through the tough times.
We've been told by a lot of people that we're the hardest working band in country music once they get to know us and see what we do.
When you look at this as a band, it's going to make them even more unique, because when you hear them sing and with the way they play, you're going to know that's them. Now, that is needed in our music now, because we have such a way now of having disposable music, disposable artists. These guys are the future, and people like them.
We've had bus drivers at certain times if our schedule calls for it, but for the most part we drive our own bus.
And something we don't like to see when we're on the road is
we're done.
Yeah.
Getting pulled over.
We load our own equipment, we restring our own guitars, we're our own guitar techs, we do it all.
It translates, If you listen to us live, you'll notice that we do pay attention to detail. We do pay attention to the small things that make a big difference. We do not disappoint.
When we went and met each other and talked about it, the music and them, it was just a natural thing. So it made me excited about it, because if I had a shot at making a record with them, I knew that I was going to get to experience something that had some history to it.
Getting hooked up with James Stroud was kind of a chance encounter for us, I think. It was more so being at the right place at the right time, and opportunity meets preparation, luck.
The intention from our initial meetings was, look, what we do live, we want to get on tape. And hopefully I can translate that onto the record.
When we got with James, I was like, that's what I always thought it was supposed to be like. I mean, he just captured our sound and how we play. It was everything I expected and way more.
He's worked with everybody in the business, so it's definitely a great opportunity for us, and we look forward to making the most out of it. God's Got a Bigger Plan is definitely something that we all feel. We were fortunate enough to get that on hold and cut it with James Stroud. I mean, everything kind of fell together at the right time. So,
hence the title.
Went to get a coat for me and Mary. I left her sitting in her chair.
The very first time I heard God's Got a Bigger Plan, it really touched me because not only with the lyrics, but the fact, the way it was sung, the way it was handled vocally by Danny was just, it was really, really special.
And when I got back,
I would say most of us, if not all of us, have been in the situation that it talks about. And like he said, it just puts in perspective what's important in life. And once you hear the song, you'll know what I'm talking about.
in my heart I still can dance. And if I had one more chance, I'd go round and never sit down. And it's so hard to understand, but it's out of our hands. I guess God's got a bigger plan. God's got a bigger plan.
You know, the song is about hope. It's about, you know, there's things that happen to everybody in everyday life that, you know, sometimes you don't realize why things are happening to you at that particular time, but over the course of, you know, whatever time it may take, everything seems to work itself out and fall into place the way things are supposed to be.
I showed the song to my wife, and she teared up immediately, so I was like, all right, that's got my vote. Anything that has that kind of a strong emotional response.
Those headlights coming, and I wouldn't have run that light.
When we're talking about the marriage of their music and their song, they get what they want to do and they interpret what they have as far as that great lyric into some awesome music.
In my heart I still can dance, and if I had one more chance.
Listening to the finished product, we were blown away. I mean, it's almost, you know, it says everything we wanted to say, creatively, musically. The production was great, the tracks came out wonderfully. We were really pleased with the vocals, and it sounded like us. It's something that we wanted to put out there and say, you know, this is us, we're proud of it.
God's got a bigger plan. If we hadn't had that wreck that night, wouldn't have found the cancer that might have ended your life. On my knees I thank God every day. I can still pick you up, hold you close, and say.
Because it is a band, it wasn't thrown together. When you hear them sing, and with the way they play, you're going to know that's them. From this record here to their 15th record, it's always going to be that band. You'll always be able to identify it, just like the Eagles, just like Alabama, just like Rio Grand.
Hard to understand, but it's out of our hands. I guess God's got a bigger plan. God's got a bigger plan. I guess God's got a bigger plan.
James Stroud has produced 100 number ones to this point, which is quite a career. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment.
We're just hoping this is going to be number 101 for James.
I really believed in the song. They made me a believer in the record. That was good. Is this going to be edited? Keep that one.